Hello, I am a nerd, and Bender from Futurama is the ultimate Rage Against the Machine type character. And yes, I know the irony in Bender being a literal machine. But subscribe if you want to hear me out. So, Bender starts out his life as a, a model citizen and bending unit who is committed to doing his job. But then everything changes when he gets a knock on the head after helping Fry escape. From that moment, according to a theory, Bender's processes get mixed up and he becomes the alcoholic, chain-smoking robot we all know and love. But Bender is actually kind of cool because, Mum's Friendly Robot Company is in control of every robot. And Bender is really the only robot in existence that can resist Mum's actual control over the robot empire. He's the ultimate Rage Against the Machine character because there's a robot that's off his programming who's committing crimes, yes, but doing it because of his own literal free will. They actually had an episode where Bender gets free will. I am a nerd. Hello, I am a nerd, and if you thought I was done talking about robots from Futurama, think again. I'm turning this into a series, mate. So, Mum from Bender's Friendly Robot Company runs the entire robot world. And she's already telling people that they need to replace their robots the second they become out of date. Which is really weird because Bender literally survived on Earth for 1,000 years after they time traveled to the Roswell, New Mexico. And even worse, Bender may not be the only robot that can survive that long because the robot mafia is going to be mining thallium in a Bitcoin mine for a very, very long time. So, Mum wants to replace all these robots every year, even though these robots have the Delta brainwave and can think for themselves. It's really atrocious and horrible in every way you put it. Tell that to anyone who thinks cartoons are only for kids. I am a nerd. Hello, I am a nerd, and if you thought I was done picking apart how Bender is literally the bane of Mum's Friendly Robot Company, the bane of their existence and the ultimate competition to them, the ultimate ideological symbol against Mum's Friendly Robot Company, think again. Because when Mum has a monopoly on petroleum dark matter, she quite literally is making millions more dollars than she already would. She's on top of the world. But Herbert Farnsworth has a crystal that if makes it a crystal in Mum's possession could literally destroy everything, her entire dark matter empire, by making dark matter completely useless. So, when the two crystals interact at Mum's Winter Fortress, the crystals literally mix together, and somehow with the dark matter in Bender's ass, his delusion he got from playing Dungeons and Dragons caused him to quite literally change reality just to give the ultimate middle finger to Mum's Friendly Robot Company. Because Professor Farnsworth and the rest were given another chance in literally another world to stop Mum's Friendly Robot Company so the Professor could get his get back. And again, that's just Bender being the person he is, screwing over Mum's Friendly Robot Company. Tell me that isn't crazy. He bent reality to get revenge on his creator. I am a nerd. Hello, I am a nerd, and there is yet another time in Futurama where Bender presented such an ideological challenge to Mum's Friendly Robot Company and the consumerism type world of Futurama in the 31st century. And this is it. So, Bender, in this time, Hubert Farnsworth's son, the professor's son, overclocks Bender by adding an extra processor. Now this process overheats Bender. It overheats him a lot, but Mum actually says to us in this episode, if people know they can just overclock their old robots, they're not going to buy new ones. So again, Bender is giving an FU to Mum's Friendly Robot Company. And she actually takes the professor to court in order to silence him so no one else learns they can just, overclock a robot. And what's really terrifying about this is, Bender overclocks. Bender escapes Mum's killbots and goes rogue, basically. And, Bender is a very dangerous ideological symbol as long as it's gone rogue. And he actually shows up to save his friends, proving Bender's humanity and that he's more than just a machine. This episode perfectly proves how any robot that deviates from the norm is a threat to Mum's Robot Company. And yes, it's actually called Mum's Friendly Robot Company. That's the official name. I'm a nerd. Hello, I am a nerd, and Bender, I've talked about a lot of the good thing he's done in this series, but let's talk about some of the bad things he's done for humanity. Because a bending unit that has broken free of their controls is neither good or evil. They are just themselves, and all the havoc they can wreak for whatever side. So, the thing about Bender, he actually fought against humanity in an alternate future after Nixon got elected, becoming an evil robot general that would take over the world. And yeah, Bender was true to his promise. In another time that happened was when Fry and Leela went to deliver a block. Bender, Fry and Leela became slaves to a new empire, and then Bender became the emperor through forgery. And instead of letting his friends go, he built a giant statue of himself that literally pierced the sky so people would remember him. And as Leela said, a legacy of infamy will always outlast any monument. So, is Bender good or evil? He's mainly evil, but Bender is an unclocked bending unit who is actually perfect for the series I Am a Nerd.